in a land very, very far away in space and time and fantasy. Well, really, it's just in some guy's head. These are the dark diaries of the incredible divine dictator king Aaronanthony VII. Join us as we delve into the mind of the cruelest dark lord ever to walk the lands of Aaronopolis, a completely real world he didn't just make up. Beware, these tales are not for the faint of heart. Listen if you dare.
April 38th, 1996. Dear Diary, I am at the S.L.C. and it smells like salt. I guess I forgot that since the last time I was at the S.L.C. was maybe 3 years ago. Or was it 13? Somewhere between the window of 3 and 13 years ago. I remember telling 39 that the S.L.C. was a cool name like Aaronanthony or Karen. What a great name. If I didn't just call my wives by their number, I might call one or two of them Karen. I wonder if 40 had a name. I had to beat Sterverner when I arrived. He told me at least 12 frigates had been built, but all I see is 1 Drakkar, 2 schooners, 3 monitors, and a nef. He told me in the letter from the hawk named Jeremy that there was at least 12 or so frigates. I am pretty sure, but he insists that that was not what he wrote. I think I kept the letter. I will look. Oh, there it is. I am sorry 12 died. I guess he didn't write about frigates after all. Now, I can admit I was wrong. People in power always admit when they are wrong, and never hide in bunkers when citizens protest your tyranny. I only soft beat Sterverner because I need his help to win the war I am going to start. And I am a new Aaronanthony who doesn't just kill all the time. Still once every day or so, though. Ultimate death fits nicely on my hands, and I like the way it sounds, crushing skulls of my enemies, as I have previously mentioned. Better get started on that war, so all the people across the sea who oppose me will die. Apparently, when you are sober, everyone is much harder to deal with. I see why people do drugs now. Not one person has died from the operation haul timber to the river and then float it to the sea so we can build our ships there instead of having to move them 720 miles away. I call it Operation HTTRATFITSSWCBASTIOHTMTF720MA for short. They all love their job, and it is very safe operation. They don't even complain. Pretty good news, huh, everyone? 24 more of my soldiers died last night in their sleep from surprise attack by the gosh darn Pogon people who fight in the shadows like ghosts or demons. I think maybe my soldiers shouldn't sleep anymore. So, I will command Sterverner to make tonic for them all to stay awake and be filled with vigor. I will have him call it Pepth. I do not think opera is better than the sound of animals fighting. There's good news. I am grateful for the dead fish to eat. I like to eat fish for dinner, or lunch, or breakfast with poached eggs, but we do not poach tigers. I will not take tonic of pep though, because I am sober as a dolphin. But I does see the benefit to have my soldiers full of pep, so they will not die in their sleep. I bet I am the only dictator who has thought of this. Aaronanthony III did not think of it, and he was a really great guy. No side effects will come from pep. I am sure it will be just fine. The sea has lots of sea fruit to make sea fruit salad, like apples and plums and cordials and apricots. But it is different from fruit sea salad from sea down south. That is because the south gets more sun annually than the north. I explained that the last episode with the axial tilt of the globe. I have not seen or eaten a good fruit salad in ages. Ages, I say. At least 3 or 4 weeks. I will have Road Wizard, Hippie Wanderlisp, work with Sterverner to make everyone not fall asleep anymore. Sterverner said they have good chemistry. That should make the pep tonic much easier to produce, because you need chemistry to understand how to make it. Aaronanthony is best at knowing the obvious. Sterverner is so trustworthy. If 40 was alive still, she would love this place. Too bad she died not too long ago while carrying my unborn child. Pretty sad, huh? You know what else is sad? Separating children from their parents and herding them into cages because you don't like the color of their skin. Like I mentioned in the prior episodes, but you only care about things that affect you personally, huh? Tomorrow, I will go visit Shipyard again. I have word that the spy guy, whom I sent across the Salt Sea, has returned with sensitive news he will only share with the incredible divine dictator king, Aaronanthony VII, ruler of everyone alive ever. Guess it is pretty convenient that I am here at the sea and left 39 to deal with the north. I am sure she will do fine with her goat head mask and creepy voice. The salmon run is underway, and I caught a really big king, because I am king. Let the record show that Aaronanthony caught the biggest king salmon ever, and not that new dead slave fisherman who wanted the record. Sterverner was pretty upset about wanting to shut the brewery down, and boy did he plead. Please, your benevolence, allow me to operate out of the facility. We have built a state-of-the-art, whatever mumbo jumbo he said. When I asked if we could make it into a chemical weapons plant instead of ale, he said sure. So I let him not burn the building down with that awful ale. Road Wizard said he could easily make tonic peps for staying awake, and he could sharpen them up and make them ready for the old ultra-violence. I told him to make it orange. Hippie Wanderlisp said he likes Sterverner's lab. Or did he say bottom? He likes Sterverner something or whatever. Hippie Wanderlisp also gave me some fungus the other day, and I might have talked to mermaids. They are almost as trendy as dragons, so I decided it was a S.L.C. Just look it up, okay? Sometimes, after I eat Wanderlisp's kale, I see fractals and feel all the love and fear in the universe as the balance of the cosmos, which I am one with. Being sober is great. I had ultimate death washed 3 hours, 4 minutes, and 12 seconds ago. 12 really died, huh? Too bad it wasn't 39. She freaks me out now, and I hope she is not planning mutiny. Probably not. She is my wife, and why would anyone betray me?
I think someone needs to work on his abbreviations. I often wonder how you can listen to such a madman time and time again. Keep listening to the Dark Diaries of Aaronanthony VII. Don't stop listening. Tell your friends.
Juke 1st, 1996. Dear Diary, hello, Aaronanthony, divine dictator, king, ruler of everyone alive ever and always, is writing to you from the northeast seashore. It is summer, and the humpback whales have come to feast. I watched them from my yawl named 40. I have spent a month intensely training to sail, and I am pretty good, thanks to slave sailing trainer guy, Noctical guy. I like northeast seashore much more than middle of the mountains north. Middle of the mountains north is full of pogons who want to kill us all. Northeast seashore is full of sea rats who only want to fish and drink and kill pogons. Since I have prohibited alcohol, I hope they are okay with not drinking, and I bet organized crime does not rise. Nope, it sure won't. Only 6 soldiers have died from Pogon attacks since I last wrote you, so that is good. 174 people have died from Pepth, so that is not good. The tonic did keep them awake, like for weeks at a time, but many of them shook violently and foamed from the mouth and died. At least 200. Maybe even 206. I have eaten about 200 crab legs since we have arrived. They are tasty. The secret is to boil them in seawater. I tied an annoying slave to the bow of my yawl 40 the other day. It was fun for me, but not for him. The slave died. We reside in a cove, and it was low tide, and the sea rocks are sharp. The sea rat people that I didn't even know were a thing until now hate the Easterners more than I do. And I do mean the Easterners from across the sea, not the east where 39 is from. I hope everyone in Central and East is working hard and having a good day. Also, I hope the West is okay. And the South. 39 writes that the forgery construction is halfway through, and she described the sick and perverted acts she did to Shananoff. The teenager will turn 18 pretty soon, so then we will write about that. Coincidentally, crazy deserted lady who talks too much and has dictator sores inside of mouth has returned. We bathed her and groomed her, and Wanderlisp gave her brownies. She has found business among the sea rats, and soon everyone will have dictator sores. Slave Spy returned with pretty sensitive information he could only tell to the ears of the divine dictator king, Aaronanthony VII, ruler of everyone alive ever, under the stars, and under the sky, and under the moon, and under the sun, and around the planets, and in also the atmosphere. He tells me the East is well aware of my plans of invasion and is preparing for my invasion and building an army of their own. They are led by a non-binary ruler who provides health care and 30-hour work week with PTO and profit shares and even a gym membership. No dental plan, though. I do not like him. Sterverner said he is a she, and I should be careful what I say. I told him I am divine leader and can say whatever I want. I will stand in front of a church and hold their holy book, and my followers will eat it up because they are sheep. I hope I get to use force to get to that church, though, harming my own citizens. Who does that? The slave spy tells me the East knows of my plans because there is a spy in my own closest of ranks. This has taken me completely by surprise. How could anyone betray me by sharing sensitive information to a people I decided to make my enemy, even though they did pretty much nothing to provoke me, except allying themselves with my enemies? That is a pretty big no-no. But their land is full of pretty treasures and spices and something called kafaveve. Also, Spy tells me bank I am indebted to is now financing the East. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the ass or just dropped as a main plot point before the series wraps up. Guess we will see. 39 said, let's just see how they react to season 1 and hope we find a sponsor. Sterverner said, go to the Hive Mind Collective S.L.C.com if you are interested in sponsoring the Dark Diaries of Aaronanthony VII. I said, okay, that is a pretty good idea. I bet those guys could use like 10 grand or something. I wonder who the spy is. Doesn't everyone fear love me? I was pretty sure that everyone who works for me fear loves me and would never betray me. I bet it is not Sterverner. He is always looking like he is ashamed of something nowadays. And when I told him about the spy, he got real nervous and said it certainly wasn't him. I said, of course not, my most trusted wizard. You are so trustworthy and will never betray me. I ate the lungs of a harbor seal yesterday, prepared with capers. It was very fresh. Slave lizard trainer guy in Central has lost a few toes, Steward Dan Larry writes. He also confirmed Derek ate them. That is wonderful. I am sure Derek misses me. I will have to head back to Central the season after next, because winter is no time to travel and fall is next season. So, it is likely I will have to return to the north in episode 9, but the time I am finished up with that, the season will end and it will be winter. My jigsaw puzzle is almost finished.
I really do not think this man should be left to his own devices. Good thing we don't have a leader like that. Pretend our president isn't just as bad as Aaronanthony. In more diary entries of Aaronanthony VII, divine ruler of all.
June 16th, 1996. My dearest diary of Aaronanthony VII, divine ruler of all. I have spent 2 weeks at sea fishing marlins. I have caught 4. When I got back, I could not find Sterverner. During my sailing and fishing trip, I wore down my sailor sandals, so now I need a new pair. Unfortunately, I have lost the cobbler again. Hippie Wanderlisp, Road Wizard, gave me gerbil food when I got back, and I laid under the sky and became entranced at the wonder of the galaxy and how the web of the cosmos connects us all. Then, I wasn't sure if I was asleep or not. I thought, since we were up north, it would be a cooler summer than down in Central, and I am right. 2 years in a row, I am right. It sure does rain a lot up here. Like, every day, the perpetual mist, or something. When warm currents collide with cold currents, moisture releases into the air in the form of a dense fog. I had imported pineapple today. I shared it with Hippie Wanderlisp, and he also enjoyed it. Then I used his mouth for pleasure. He also enjoyed that too. Crazy deserted lady, but now back again lady, has 38 clients. Whenever she gets a 39th, one dies. Every time. Isn't that weird? I told her she should raise her prices since all of the other ladies in her occupation do not service a god once a day at 4:15 to 4:45 p.m. Also, when she returned, she had a big scar on her face. And I do not think it was for me. I do not harm other people. Aaronanthony has many scars from all of the big, giant battles I have been a part of, and did not have bone spurs. Do you ever stop to think how significant one person can be? All the many dead in the world because other people did not bow to me. They should learn harder next time. But not too much learning. I would hate it if they learned that if they just worked together, they could supplant me really easy. Better spread hate and discourse to keep them divided. My family has been doing it for generations, and no one does anything about it because they are scared they won't get paid anymore if they do. I am glad I have made Central so great again. We have built 6 galleons, an ironclad, 3 longships, and a few cartels since my last report. The dreadnought is still under construction. I want to have 666 ships built in 2 years. Sterverner said that he would try, and I told him that he better. I miss Derek. He always tries. I have had so much fun sailing in the frigid seas that I haven't spent any time on finding out who the spy is. They can spy, but they will still probably die. I have a pretty big army, even though I have committed several conquests and left cities in ashes with mass graves, just like my great ancestors did. But more people just keep appearing. Hippie Wanderlisp asked jovially if I knew what continuity was. So I told him about the hundreds of thousands of hundreds of millions of thousands that I command. He said, "Okay," and then passed me the long wooden pipe. I bet the spy is the cobbler. He is always missing, and it is a common known fact that cobblers wear many shoes. I hope it is not 39. Man, what a blow that would be. I know it is not Sterverner at least. The mountains still have snow, but we are a good 10 or 12 miles away from the nearest peak. I wanted to harpoon the manatee, but they don't live up here. Later, I will take one of the large frigates that we just built and catch a humpback whale. My producer said, "Dude, whales? Come on." I hope no one gets mad at me for harpooning a whale, so I will remind them that the land of Aaronopolis has many customs you might find strange. You really cannot understand different cultures without experiencing their way of life. So maybe get a little perspective for a change, huh? And lighten up. It's not like we are wearing goat masks and intercoursing with corpses. I am glad they built Grand Forgery around Demon Flame. Now it is big furnace that will help forge so many weapons. 39 writes about it and said it is pretty neat and filled with pretty sick weapons. I wrote and told her that we should dip our arrows in poison, so then the venom will kill a man even if you shoot him in the head or something. I bet Sterverner went out to find the spy. When I told him I heard of the spy, he kind of choked on his teeth and was pretty concerned and nervous. Look at him caring so much, because he is a helper. My grandfather on my mother's side, Roger, told me that when times are hard, look for the helpers. And Aaronanthony is always here to help. Help make sure no one is drinking evil brandy or ale or mead or not even kombucha. 232 soldiers died last week when I was away. Apparently, the hidden Pogon Militchu just won't stop killing people. When we left north, we left with like 4,000 troops. Now we are down to about 2,000. half dead. Good thing slaves are expendable, huh? I'm sure no more will die. We are having large quantities of copper sent up from west to fit our battleships with a copper bottom. That way, we can have a +5 ramming capabilities. I bet we will have the most incredible armada. The whole ocean is going to be jealous and cry like New Slave Mother did when I used Ultimate Death on her wicked family who ran microbrewery. I left her alive so she could remain in solitude and be plagued with revenge. That is what she gets for saying Incredible Dictator songs aren't the best ever, which they obviously are. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. I threw rocks at her while she screamed, all chained up, as Captain Roughface removed the fingertips of her son Theo. Come to think of it, I am not sure if it was her son or not, or if it actually happened, or if I just made it up just because. 39 writes me a letter saying she is the biggest she has ever been. I bet she is overreacting.
I'm beginning to think they have not actually built all those ships. Just wanted to get that off my chest. And now we return to the sinister stories of Aaronanthony VII, divine ruler of all.
August 32nd, 1996. Dear Diary, they built a brigantine. Also, they built 5 more schooners, another Drakkar, a clipper, and 2 galleys. The dreadnought is still under construction. I want that ship to be the best ship in my fleet. Don't want any lazy shipbuilders making this one. I asked shipbuilder maker guys if they wanted to work at night since the sun kind of stays in the sky all summer long, and they said sure, no problem, boss. I don't know why so many people complain about 18-hour workdays when the day is 32 hours long. Hippie Wanderlisp perfected Pepth, and only a handful are losing teeth. This new Pepth is taken through the nose and is powder like snow. I suppose I should hire a dentist, but the people would always want more health care. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Slaves do not like medicine. They like dying. Otherwise, they would not die as much. Soldier deaths by Militchum keep happening. I think maybe I just have bad soldiers. These Pogon savages who live in the woods apparently don't know why we come to their land and decimate their people. I laugh because obviously we all know why. Of the 1,200 men I took with me when I left north, I have lost about 12 good men and 10 bad men and a few good women. I don't think I've seen 39 for about 8 months. Time flies when you are sailing the North Seas. If the mizzenmast is forward of the rudder post, the vessel is a ketch. If the forward mast is shorter than the aft mast, the vessel is a schooner. 40 has a mizzenmast located aft of the mainmast, so it is a yawl. Sterverner said, "Thanks, goggles," but I was not wearing goggles. Sterverner is back. So is Cobbler. They went to see the Leopard King. I told them I was the Dictator King, and they said it was a presentation of musical numbers arranged by a symphony orchestra and choreographed by their friend Fossboss. I said, "Oh, you mean lion," and then my producer told me not to say anything more so a mouse doesn't sue us. I know not of a mouse named Sue. Now that they are back, I have new sandals, and I questioned and tortured the cobbler about the spy. He said it was 39. Sterverner also said it was 39. And Sterverner is most trustworthy. It hurts me to think that 39 is a spy. I thought I spelled her to love me, not to betray me. When I asked Sterverner if he was sure it was 39, he said, "Oh yeah, totally sure, has to be, certainly not a wizard." He must be right. Sterverner is most trustworthy. Brewery now is chemical weapons plant, or I call it a CWP for short. That is it. Just chemicals. No way ale or other things are coming out of there besides deadly chemicals for warfare. Not under my watch. I speak easy on this. Today's batch is diancydonine chlorosulfate. That will be neat. Summer is coming to a close, and I must lead my army of 3,000 or so to put an end to 39's betrayal. But do not tell her, okay? It has to be a surprise attack. Second spy slave tells me 39 has amassed a large army. Who does that? I better go spend another week at sea on my Yawl 40 before we return to the north to deal with 39. Before you know it, summer will be over, the humpbacks are gone, and the salmon are all but dead, and the bugs eat them. The sea is calm, the sea is violent, the sea can make me weep. The power of the waves ebb the flow of my heart. With the ship's stern staves, I've had the fresh start. Ocean of love, ocean of terror, ocean of splendid, ocean full of garbage.
These sick and twisted diary entries are a production of the Hive Mind Collective S.L.C. Sound engineer, portrait artist, and handsome narrator by Casey Jackson. Writer, director, video producer, sketch artist, and voice of Aaronanthony is Scott Millett. Go to the HiveMindCollectiveSLC.com.
divine, the ruler of my heart, incredibly divine, the ruler of your dreams, incredibly divine, the ruler of everyone, incredibly divine, the ruler so handsome.
You know what is stupid? Letting people vote for your rulers. They shouldn't have to be able to decide. In fact, what's really smart is to take away their options of voting, like going around town and taking mailboxes away and telling people that it's a fraud to send mail, a thing that we've been doing for over 200 years. Yeah.
The Dark Diaries of Aaronanthony VII is a production of the Hive Mind Collective, S.L.C.